da, genagedena, genagedena, da, di da, genagedena, genagedena, da, genagedena, genagedena, da, di da, genagedena, genagedena, da, genagedena, genagedena, da, di da, genagedena, genagedena, da.
My father had taught me Kabaddi because he did this one film called Ganga Ki Saugandh in which there's a sequence where he plays Kabaddi. I asked Dad, I'm like, what is this Kabaddi? He drew, a line in the garden and he taught me Kabaddi and we used to play Kabaddi because it was great fun.
The story of Kabaddi in India is, of course, centuries old. Who knows when? And there's so many stories about the origin and they're all very exciting and you know how mythology is. Everything's related back to the old days.
It was 1990. First time Kabaddi was introduced as a major event in the Asian Games.
I remember playing Kabaddi as a kid. It is a game that really gets you involved in it. It's a contact sport, so it's something that you get excited about. So it's something that, immediately we connect with.
To tell somebody I am a Kabaddi coach, we were little bit hesitating because Kabaddi के लिए coach भी होता है क्या?
I vividly remember when Korean Kabaddi Federation secretary was visiting here, Delhi, and our captain came to meet him, and it was somewhere in Khan Market. Nobody could recognize Rakesh. So Mr. Yoon asked, "Hey, Chaturvedi, two-time gold medalist, nobody recognizes him." It went there.
एशियन गेम में मेडल आ गया तो एक छोटी सी न्यूज़ देते थे कि इंडियन कबड्डी टीम ने एशियन गेम्स में गोल्ड मेडल जीता। वीडियो की तो बहुत दूर की बात है, लाइव तो बहुत कम, शायद मुझे तो लगता नहीं कभी दिखाया होगा।
So 1990, first gold medal and the only gold medal for India. We also thought that we will get a grand reception at Indira Gandhi Airport. Nobody knew when we came. Nobody was there to receive us.
Kabaddi as a game was always around. It had not gone or disappeared anywhere. It had gone into my subconscious. It was not something in my conscious anymore.
One of our studies said, "ये दूध वालों का खेल है." It's a sport of milkmen.
In the country of its origin, Kabaddi was still, well, it just hadn't been given its due.
But you were a cricket-loving nation. Who wants to see people playing Kabaddi?
There's no reason why it couldn't be as successful as cricket. And why wouldn't the country want to have two amazingly successful sports that they can claim as their own?
We've got boxers, we've got shooters, we have tennis players. So I said, wow, we're a talented lot. Why do these guys not get the same platform?
Uday, who runs Star, was showing us some clips of an ancient Indian sport that they had plans and ideas to professionalize, and we just couldn't take our eyes off of it.
I first heard that Star is, launching this game, and a bunch of people have come together to kind of relaunch this game on a national level. I instinctively felt that it's going to get really popular.
We were attempting something which was completely new.
There are lots of examples around the world of the right recipe of things coming together to take a sport to the next level. And first and foremost, the sport needs stars, it needs heroes.
We had to begin with our athletes. We had to make them look cool.
They're going to be seen on television, so they have to be presentable. They were all given these haircuts and they were all groomed, and it was suddenly like Pygmalion.
Some players still mention that was the first time they realized that Kabaddi was going to change and that they would have to change for Kabaddi.
Because the sport is moving forward and a new breed of players will come in. A new breed of players who take their health seriously, who are fitter, who are faster, who are stronger, who know how to look after themselves. They will evolve the game.
There are lots of preconceived ideas about how you cover a cricket or a football, whereas what we had is a totally blank piece of paper, lots of dynamic action, a raid every 30 seconds, and I suppose what we're attempting to do is cover it in lots of different ways all at the same time.
A lot of trial and error happened. The cameramen had never covered Kabaddi. They never knew how the choreography of the sport worked.
We now have 2 ultra motions, 2 super slow-mo. We have 17 cameras pointing at every game. We are really getting close to the action in what is a small field of play.
So we have developed a new grammar for replay where we have ramped up replays. Effort is to slow it down when there is a high point or there's an action in question and then show it on television in a ramped up fashion, which is clearly a new way of how we treat our replays.
So we've upgraded from playing on mud to mats and the colors and all that is done. So how do you further upgrade it?
In the middle of the stadium, you would see a giant screen. We created this Jumbotron out of the graphics. It was not actual, it was a virtual reality graphic that was on air. And we gave a lot of messages out of the Jumbotron, the halftime scores or hero building or rivalry between two teams. For an indoor sport, for something as new as this, we had given something new to look forward to. How do you get the young 18-year-old staying in South Delhi or South Bombay first to sample it and then to accept it and follow it and talk of the heroes? That was the challenge.
So it meant that we had to get a lot of people who form the cultural leadership and cultural icons for young Indians. So you do see that typical Kabaddi event, we have a very strong participation by leading personalities from cinema and leading personalities from other sports.
And now we have a man who gave us films like Sarfarosh, Lagan and Rang De Basanti, the man himself, Amir Khan.
I feel grateful for having had that opportunity to actually be allowed to step into that arena and lead the players and everyone in the national anthem.
So suddenly Kabaddi became cool.
हम लोग जैसे पहले कहीं भी नॉर्मल कहीं घूमो फिरो कोई मतलब नहीं, कोई जानता नहीं था, कोई पहचान नहीं था। लीग के बाद इतना हो गया था कि कहीं भी जाते थे लोग पहचान जाते थे, कोई आके मिलता था, शेक हैंड करता था, सर आप अनूप यू मुंबई टीम का। मगा हाँ जी बिल्कुल। तो हमें खुशी होती थी, हमारी यार एक पहचान बना दी कबड्डी ने इस लीग के बाद। पहचान बन गई, पैसा आ गया, एक थोड़ा हमें भी पता चल गया कि लाइफ होती कैसे, मतलब अच्छे लोगों में बैठ के कैसे बात करते हैं, हमारा लेवल क्या है, वो सब पता चल गया लीग के बाद।